Hey gang, wake the kids and phone the neighbors. Here we are again for another nightly draw, this time for July 5th, 2017. How you doing? And yes, we have liftoff. How you doing? I hope you had a great holiday, Independence Day, for those of you here in Los Estados Unidos, as they would say, where they say things like that. How you doing? I hope you had a good, seriously, I hope you did have a good one. My dogs didn't. Oh, boy. Actually, the 4th of July wasn't that bad. The 4th wasn't that bad because we had rain here. But we had plenty of fireworks being shot off for the 3rd of July because, rednecks. So anyway, hope you're doing well. I didn't get a whole lot done this weekend. Actually, I did some stuff here for the show and for other stuff. I don't know if you know. Did you notice the opening? I've got a new. That's the new channel ad that is on the YouTube site. And you know what? I'm getting rid of these glasses because they're just causing this glare, and I have to take them off the draw anyway. But anyway, the channel ad is that's part of the YouTube identity, and. So stuck it on there. There's a new open for the show coming up. Maybe I ought to introduce myself now that I think about it, and then it would help if I actually knew which button I did to do the lower third to identify myself, because I can't see. It's it was this one. Hi, I'm John Lotshaw, the crackpot cartoonist, who's also blind as a bat. And welcome to the Nightly Draw. Tonight, since yesterday would have been Total Request Tuesday, and we didn't do a show last night, we're going to do the requests tonight. So it's going to have some kind of alliteration to it. I don't know. Whatever you want Wednesday? I don't know. That'll do until we come up with something better. The background. That's the banner. That is at, let's see, is it on that side? No, that side. I can never remember. There, that is the banner that I have at conventions, and I had it out for the Atlanta Comic Convention, and I thought I'd put it up, try and cover up the mess that's in here, because I didn't clean any over the July 4th. Oh well, but anyway, yeah, I think I'll put that up. Leave that up as as part of the set, as it were, which I have been doing a lot of thought about the rearranging and everything. But also, just the general presence. I want to get. I like having the little pencil here, kind of like David Letterman used to. He'd throw the pencil. That's what I need to do. I need to have a hotkey on here, so I can throw the pencil and trigger the shatter sound effect. But he had double-ended pencils, which had erasers on both ends, and I wonder if you can get those. And also I was thinking about, having notes and things like that on these. The 4x6 cards are just the right size. That's that kind of talk show size. But it needs to be blue because the white just blows everything out. And so I was thinking about finding some light blue 4x6 cards. But anyway, that's me rambling. The microphone's working. I got the microphone working. I don't know what was wrong. For a while, I thought I had a bad cable, and I just don't know. I actually changed the digitizer, the USB digitizer. It was this little cheapy thing that came from China, and I don't really trust it. And I replaced it with a unit I've had for about 15 years. Or longer, now that I think about it. It's a Griffin iMic, and it was back from the days when it was trendy to put I in front of any product and put it in translucent plastics. A rim shot might be funny. I was also thinking about the loser trombone from Price is Right. That whoop, 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 wah, that sound effect. the lighting, yeah. This camera's still looking blown out over here on this monitor, and I'm still trying to work on it. You can see I've got another light here that's illuminating. It's a soft light that's illuminating the background, so that's why you can see the background a little better. It's still a bit hot. It is still very hot, and it's very difficult to control the exposure on these cameras. We're just gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go. I really do want to get a 3-point lighting setup, which is the traditional way of lighting, where you have a key light, a fill light, and then you have a backlight to separate you from the backdrop. And the problem is that there's a ceiling fan right up here, and well, you can see it. There it is. There it is. So that kind of limits the height that I can get things at. So anyway, sorry, I'm having to look over here because it's either the glare and you can't see my eyes, or I can't read. So I'm just not going to be able to read. So anyway, so yeah, there we are. Slowly making improvements, and speaking of improvements, there is a new Full Tilt Nerdity. Finally, a third episode of Full Tilt Nerdity, and you can see it right here on Channel Tachyon. If you're subscribed, you will see it in your list. And I talk about DuckTales, about the new DuckTales. Which, not to give any spoilers, I am kind of excited about, because I used to read as a kid. I used to read the Carl Barks Uncle Scrooge comics, and they're made some decisions with this new DuckTales that I really like. Going back to that, and also just some of the casting choices. David Tennant as Scrooge McDuck. I mean, come on, that was just made to happen. And then they're doing things like Huey, Dewey, and Louie are actually going to have separate personalities and separate actors, instead of basically one actor and the characters just finish each other's sentences, which is pretty much the way Huey, Dewey, and Louie's always been. So anyway, that's available over on here on Channel Tachyon, and if you're subscribed, you'll see it in the list. And if you're not subscribed, go and subscribe. I need 100 subscribers in order to unlock a readable URL. I need 10,000 views of everything to unlock being able to monetize. And there was something that happens at 1,000 subscribers, and I can't remember what it is. But I was like, yeah, boy, thanks for putting that way off there at 1,000 subscribers, YouTube. Thanks a pant load. Yeah, I'm going to put a monitor above. This setup is completely temporary. I mean, you look in the dictionary under temporary, and there's a picture of the way that I'm set up to do these videos. This is not permanent, and this is just to get it going and get it established. What I want to do is I want to put a shelf up here, right back there. Oh, it's like this is just like on SCTV, Dr. Tung's 3D House of Stewardesses. Ooh, would you like a pencil? Ooh. But I'm going to put a shelf back there, and there'll be actually 2 monitors for when I eventually get a replacement computer. I want to have 2 monitors. I want to have the chat window monitor, and I want to have the air monitor, basically, so I can see what you're seeing. But that's gonna be a while, because I went and did the math on a new computer, and it's gonna be a while. Yeah, it's gonna. I need $1,600 to build a new computer. That's gonna be a while. That's gonna be a while, because it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while before I can start monetizing this channel. It's gonna. Oh, I know what it was. It was 10 without. No, that's not it. Never mind. We're all over the place tonight. So what? I need $1,600 to basically replace the Hackintosh and to build a new Hackintosh. And actually, what I would do with that new Hackintosh is that the editing computer would get pulled out and be the streaming computer, and then the Hackintosh would be the new editing computer. But if I had that, then not only could I do these kind of drawings, these kind of nightly draws, but I could also put the Cintiq on it. Here's some incentive. Here's some incentive to get me the $1,600. I could do draws off the Cintiq and capture off of the Cintiq, so you can see what I'm drawing on the Cintiq. That would be super cool, and do it live. Yes, live. That would be super cool. So so that brings up the tip jar, to which I will now definitely segue. Yeah, I've got a tip jar. If you want to send a couple of shekels my way for the Get John a New Computer Fund, or the Feed Jesse Fund, or the Give Jesse a Bath Fund, all of those, you can easily do that with the tip jar. Just go over it and send a few bucks my way if you want. If you don't. I would like it if you did. You'd be my bestest friend if you did. But there that is. Speaking of money and blatant commercialism, there is the Patreon page. For those of you who have not heard this spiel before, Patreon. That's where things get seen. Because all new pages for Accidental Centaurs go to Patreon subscribers first, and they are exclusive until that story is complete. So, if you want to read the new Accidental Centaurs pages as they're being done, $5 a month is all it takes, and $5 is, even that is greatly appreciated. So, patreon.com/Accidental Centaurs, and there's also the $30 Not Safe for Work Friday level, and so that's going on over there at Patreon. So go and please, if you have not subscribed, I really would appreciate it. I would appreciate it if you became a patron. There's all kinds of goodies there. Go take a look at I'm just scratching the surface. Go over and take a look at the various levels of patronage. For information about what's going on with Accidental Centaurs, there's the Accidental Centaurs Facebook page at facebook.com/Accidental Centaurs. And then there's also the, I skipped one, there it is, the Etsy page. That's available. There's original artwork there. You can get a commission done there. Oh, that's way too big. Sorry, fiddle sticks. Half size, that's what I wanted. There we go. The air monitor, sorry. The Etsy shop has original pages and original art. And there's some of the adult art there. So if you want an original and full color, go over there. Etsy.com/shop/Accidental Centaurs. There's the books. Of course, how can I not mention the books? The books are available at Lulu. These are full color books. There's also digital editions of these books available, which are not as expensive because we're not shipping dead trees. These are one-off print-on-demand books. They're beautiful. They really do look. I say that every time, but they really do. They've done the color is just very vibrant and pops out on them. And then there's the Naughty Bits books 1, 2, and 3, and those are available on Lulu at the address that you see there. And then my next public appearance is going to be at Dragon Con. See, what was on that one? Oh, that was okay. Like I said, I don't have my glasses. Dragon Con, September 1st through 4th, will be at America's Mart, Building 3. And I will be with Bill Holbrook of Kevin and Kel and Safe Havens and On the Fast Track, and the Eisner-winning Tom Heinches of Hogan's Alley magazine. So if you're in the Atlanta area, please come by the table. Also, probably will. I haven't talked to them yet, but I'll probably be doing the webcomic panel as well. It seems that's kind of an annual tradition. So that kind of gets the spiels out of the way, which means it's time to actually shut up and start drawing. So I know it's a novel concept. Let me get some paper here. So what do you want to see? What do you want me to draw? Then we're at the point in the show where I ask for a request, because it is a request show today. Oh, is that out of focus, or is that me? That is out of focus. Hold on a second. That's not me. That is a horrible focus. Or did it focus itself? Did it get focused? No, it's not focused. Hold on a second. Hold on. We'll get. This I can fix. This I can do something about. There. I think that's better. Okay. So, well, I can talk about the drawing techniques that I did with the kids. I could do that. We could do this. We could do that. Is that what you want to see? You want me to talk about what I talked about with the kids? Because if I did, I'm going to swap paper. I'm not going to do it on this paper. Basically, and of course, the paper I want is buried under a ton of stuff. Okay, there we go. All right, there. All right. Okay. Yeah, I just thought about the time that the brain was going to take over the world by being a kid show host, the iconoclast. And what was Pinky's name in that? I forgot what it was. The iconoclast and I don't remember. Jeez. Okay. Let's see. Let me. Okay. When I was talking with the kids, what I was basically talking to them about was about how anybody can draw. I mean, really, anybody can draw. You may draw something bad, but you can draw. Everybody can draw. And the difference between a cartoonist, someone who does it for a living, and someone who's a complete amateur is that the professional gets paid, and but they've made the commitment to learning some techniques to help them get better, hopefully. Now, you don't have to. I mean, a comic strip doesn't have to have good art. XKCD does not have good art. Dilbert does not have good art. What they do have is good gags and good writing that works with that art. You know, Dilbert works because it looks like the doodles somebody would do when they're bored at work, and that's exactly how it got started. XKCD, same thing. It was the doodles that Randall Munroe made when he was bored at work. Now, I tell people who are interested in drawing that everybody has got 10,000 bad drawings in them, and the idea is to get them out of their system as quickly as possible. But there's also a few little tricks that can help you with drawing, and they're really simple. And actually, you know, I may do some actual drawing tutorials, and say get you some paper and get you a pencil and follow along. But I'm just going to demonstrate here, basically. And I'm doing this with black ink so that you can really see what but normally I would do this with pencil. Is a character is built up from shapes, and the most basic shape is going to be a circle, because the head is usually a circle. Now, another thing. Now I'm going to draw kind of a humanoid character, and this humanoid character can be used to build basically anything. Okay, and there's a body which will be kind of a kidney bean shape underneath it, like this. And that's the torso. Now, some people will go and measure this by the number of heads. And in this case, this is actually about right. It's about 3 heads high for the head and the torso, which is about what you want to do. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that what we're drawing would be a three-dimensional object. And in order to express a three-dimensional object, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called a construction line right down the middle, and then right there, like that. Because if you look at your face, you've got basically a construction line right down the middle of your face, and that's the line of symmetry for your body. So that's what this line here is that line of symmetry. This line represents the brow right here. And that's basically where we're going to put the eyes. So what we're looking at here is where this character is looking. He is looking kind of like that. That doesn't really show you. He's kind of looking like that, in that direction. All right, now, and again, this is the basic humanoid that we can then adapt into any kind of cartoon character. Connecting with the neck, and then carry down the line of symmetry to the body. Now that carries us down to here. And we're going to put some feet. And again, these are just very rough shapes. These are just general shapes that are very rough. Mark, you just got to get rid of that crappy DSL. That's what it is. You're getting dropped all the time. It's your DSL. It's your DSL, dude. That's what it is. All right. So now, okay. So I'm getting back to this. So what we'll do is we'll bring the legs down here, and then we'll connect the hips to the feet, like that. And then we'll just kind of put some blobs here for hands. Hands are tricky things. They're very difficult to draw. But since we're kind of doing kind of a little cartoony character here, I'm going to put a shoulder there, and then connect the arms. The arms, in this case, will kind of taper in to the hand. All right, and now, as you can see, just from a couple of lines, which basically represent cylinders, and a couple of blobs, we have recognizably a humanoid character. And that humanoid character can then, and I'm going to just kind of try and, well, you might be able to trace through here. The next step for this would be to add details on top of that, such as eyes, nose, mouth. So I'm going to do that now. And those are also simple shapes. They are arcs, and they are you really can't see that, but I can. So I'm going to go ahead and draw. Facial features, for example, are going to be basically arcs. For the most part, such as an arc here for the nose. And the place for the nose is right there where the brow meets the line of symmetry, and then bring it down to however big you want it to be. Because that's where your nose starts. And I'm pointing to someone you can't see. That's where your nose starts. There's the line of symmetry, and there's the brow, and that's where your nose starts. So that's where I drew mine. And then we're going to draw some cartoony eyes, which again are just circles. And this is an incomplete circle over here because it's hidden by the nose. And then the pupil goes right in there. Now for eyebrows, we're just going to put an arc. There. It's that simple. And then a mouth, again, another arc. And then I'm going to trace the head, or part of the head, and I'm going to put some ears over here. Put an ear over here, and that's another arc. And then another little thing for the ear stuff. And then just going to make some arcs here like this, coming down to where this line stops is going to be the skull. And I'm just going to put some arcs here to make some hair like this. And then again bring it back to and again, this is all based on very simple, basic shapes. Circles and arcs. That's all that I've done here. That's all these are circles and arcs. So now I'm going to draw his neck. And he's got kind of a long neck, but we just kind of by accident. Now you can see there's the template. And right about here is kind of where the waist is, and that's where we would make, that would be where the pants and the shirt starts. So I'm going to draw that, and then let's just kind of put him a t-shirt. So we'll make another arc there for the bottom of the neck, and then another arc following this line here. Then another arc over here following part of this down to where the sleeve. Do another arc and then a straight line going back up. And then we trace over that. Now normally I would, again, do this. This would have been done in pencil. And then I would be doing this in ink on top of the pencil. So we're not doing this exactly the way that I would do it. Yeah, kind of Calvin hair. And, all right, so now another arc following the curve there to about the same distance over here, and then and now we got a t-shirt. And we'll do the same thing with the pants. We'll just follow the pants down and follow the pants around, and then kind of put another arc here and another arc here for the bottom of the pants leg. And then a little arc here for the for the naughty bits, and then we'll just trace what I did with the feet. Okay. Then again, trace what I did with the arms. Now, at this point, since we're dealing with the hands, I'm just going to gloss over and then you draw the hands, because that's a whole other tutorial, and I really but again, those are all just basic. Again, more arcs is all there was to it. And now there's a little cartoon guy. Oh, that's right. Today was. Thank you, James, for reminding. That's right. Today was is Bill Watterson's birthday. I think it was 59 to this today. So happy birthday, Bill Watterson, wherever you are. But anyway, so okay. So now I made a human with that, but the same template. I need some more water. Excuse me. The same template can be used just by adding the same basic shapes to create from this same template an animal character, an anthropomorphic character. So let's kind of you know what? I'm going to do a dog. What is it tomorrow? I thought it was today. No, I thought it was today. Anyway, all right. So I'm gonna do a dog. So I'm gonna give him like my dogs, little beady eyes or the little circles. Okay, I'm not gonna do the full eyes like I did over here, or the big eyes. Give him little beady eyes, and then again that. Then again an arc, and another elongated circle there, and we'll just kind of fill that in for a nose. Another arc, and another arc, and then kind of a little squiggle, and then another arc connected to another arc. And instead of, since he's not wearing pants, I'm going to connect the, have a line there for the foot going over, and then kind of suggest the paw, toes. And again, this is all built up from arcs and simple lines to add detail. And now you've got, very quickly, from the exact same template, we've got a little anthropomorphic dog. Maybe give him a kind of a, there, ta-da. So that explains. So that's what I was talking. That's what I was talking about with the kids, and then went into how I how you tell a joke and how you build a joke up. Then the second class was actually more for older kids, and it was about storytelling and three-act, basically taking the three-act structure and applying it to comics, and whether it's a comic book, a graphic novel, or even just telling a single comic strip joke, the three-act structure applies. So that's what I did. And yes, 2 arcs make a tail, because I say they do, and it's my drawing, and it's my little guy, and I say there's 2 arcs, so it is. It's that simple. All right, what else do you want me to see me draw? I mean, that's basically what I talked about with the kids. And, you know, I really am thinking about doing a more in-depth version of that, and as not as a live show, but as a tutorial series. I'm thinking about doing that. So let me see. I'm getting a little glare there. There we go. That's a little better. It's a little better. So, what else would we like to draw? Because it is Whatever You Want Wednesday instead of Total Request Tuesday. And yeah, lots of happy little trees. You know, I've been thinking about getting some oil paints and just trying that wet on wet technique. Just because I've never done it. I've never done anything with oils. I've changed the oil on my car, but that's it, and that doesn't count. Yeah, happy little engines. So there we go. Open for requests. Don't forget to go check out the Full Tilt Nerdity that I did. I actually recorded it with this setup. I didn't record it with the big rig because I just can't be bothered to haul that thing around. What was I thinking? But yeah, I recorded it using this setup earlier today, so the lighting is a lot better for obvious reasons. That we don't have these glare problems. But I got to find a better place to mount the camera if I'm going to do that, because I had it up a little high and you can look down, and God, I'm getting old. It's thinning on top. Ugh. Oy. How did I get interested in centaurs? Darkwing Dude, excuse me, not Darkwing Duck, Darkwing Dude asks. Speaking of ducks, I got ducks on the brain because that show, the Full Tilt Nerdity, was about the new DuckTales. How did I get interested in centaurs? I don't know. I've always liked centaurs. There's just always something about the design of centaurs that I like. That's appealed to me. And I've told this story before that I had a website called Not Exactly Human, and in fact it's still up. You can still go look at the old classic site, notexactlyhuman.com, with dashes between the words. And well, yes, Tom. Yeah, and when you have comments like that, you got a lot of glare. Anyway, getting back to Darkwing's question, I've just always been interested in centaurs, and I did some kind of transformation type art with mythological creatures. I've always liked mythology, Greek mythology, Roman mythology, and other nationalities' mythologies, and so I did some there was some centaurs, there were some satyrs, mermaids, nagas, things like that. And this was about 2001. And I had the idea for Accidental Centaurs in my sketchbook. And I had made the decision, because I was very unhappy with what I was doing, to get out of the business that I was in, which was making CD-ROMs in Director. Yeah, I saw the end of that one coming, and I thought, the only thing that I've really been happy doing is drawing, is drawing cartoons. So I thought, I'm going to be a cartoonist, not knowing anything about how to get into being a cartoonist or knowing any cartoonists or anything like that. I just dived in head first into the very shallow waters, and I was working on a story. It actually had nothing to do with it was actually kind of an X-Files-ish thing. 9/11 happens. There were some story elements in my story that were just a little too close to what happened in reality, and my heart just wasn't in it anymore. But I still wanted to launch, getting into doing cartoons. I went through the sketchbook and I said, "Oh, Accidental Centaurs. You know what? I'll pull this idea and do it for about 6 months, kind of get my feet wet with webcomics, with this whole webcomics idea, because I discovered the writings of Scott McCloud at that time, and he was very big on webcomics, and so I launched my my temporary strip, and that was 2002. So, and here we are, and still doing the Centaurs. So, I've tried setting Accidental Centaurs aside. I've tried to do other things. I keep coming back. I don't know why. There's just something about the characters are so real to me, and I never get them out of my head, and I don't think I ever will. I just realized I'm not going to. Back in 2010, Bill Holbrook and I went to Columbus, Ohio, for the Festival of Cartoon Art at the Ohio State University, and one of the speakers was Art Spiegelman, who is known for his work in the New Yorker and Mouse, and he gave us a talk, and he was talking about how artists need to find what he called the essential center, and he basically defined it as that thing that you can't not do. Well, I think I found my essential center. Yeah, microtransactions. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so, like for example, for Charles Schulz, Peanuts was his essential center. It was that thing that he could not do. He had to do that. Maybe Centaurs is that essential center. I just wish my essential center was something that was a little more profitable, which brings up this. But anyway. So anyway, that's how I got interested in. It's just I've always been interested in centaurs. It comes from a love of mythology from literature classes in school. So there we go. Am I asking for general ideas or specific characters? Both. If with a specific character, if I don't feel comfortable drawing it, then I don't think I can do a really good job of it right here and now. I'll call. And wave off on it, but hey, I'll most things I'll give it a try, and it'll be in my style because that's the only way that I can draw. But fire away. Yeah, that line. Yeah, Darkwing. That line from Godfather 3. The only good thing in Godfather 3, is that line about just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Yeah, that's happened several times with me for Accidental Centaurs. I've said, okay, this is it. I'm hanging it up. We're going away, and then 6 minutes later, it's like, okay, guess what? We're back. So, Tom is doing his best to fill in for Bruce Higdon in the pun department tonight. So, we'll just humor him. That's nice, Tom. That's very funny, Tom. Very good, Tom. So anyway, I'm ready. I'm listening, looking for ideas here. So, hey, we got 7 folks on. Hello to the silent majority out there who are listening and lurking. Hello, welcome to the show. Hope you're doing good. We're just kind of hanging out here right now and waiting on some ideas. If you've got an idea, if you're sitting there lurking and you think, I'd like to see John fail at drawing this, type it right up, and we'll. There's one. Hello, Alexander. Hello, welcome. Glad you came out of the shadows. I'm glad to have you here. Well, if you're offering to try one of my characters, I would. But I tell you what, let's hold off on that until I can get some reference, because right now I don't have. It's kind of cumbersome getting reference characters up Darkwing. I would like to do that. Absolutely. Send me some images, and we'll do that next Tuesday so that I can be prepared to have the reference material here, because if I'm doing your characters, I want to at least do them justice. And like I said, it's just very cumbersome trying to get the reference material up. So do send me some reference materials, and we will do that on Tuesday. Okay? Promise, we'll do that on Tuesday. Well, I'm glad you're here, Alexander. I appreciate it. Subscribe, please, to the channel if you have not already. There's a lot of good stuff, and it's starting to come out and get on the air right now. So, anyway, another suggestion. As I sit here and drink my water out of my Sundance Film Festival water bottle. Ooh, Sundance, yeah. Friend of mine goes to Sundance every year, and she got this for me last January. So it's nice. It's got a straw built into it, and it closes up. Very nice. I hope it closes up completely. I'm not going to turn this upside down. Not right here. Oh, and the condensation is leaking all over my paper. A Patreon message is a very good way to reach me. Also over via Facebook. Message me on Facebook as well. So, got some paper towels here. So I had paper towels. Oh well. I just have to not drip on my paper. Come on, guys! Requests. That's what we're here for tonight. That was supposed to be the theme of the show, and so I have nothing else. So please, I'm dying. If oh boy, live TV. I love it. Sort of. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can ramble on about right now while I'm waiting for a suggestion. That I don't need a lot of reference material for. Sam is a mermaid. There we go. All right, finally we got something a good one. All right, well, let's see. I think I'll do this one in this pencil. Was it that one? No, that one. There we go. All right. All right, so here we go. We're going to draw Sam as a mermaid. First thing I do is just kind of block in her head. By the way, there's I've been watching some anime tutorials. Not that I'm going to draw an anime style because that's not my style, but the guy's got some really good tutorials on things like hair, and especially in things like that. So. The guy's name is his channel name is Mikey Mega, and he's an English guy. Because when I think of manga, I think of England. So what I'm going to do first is, and this will be safe for work, by the way, is do what's called a line of action. And as you can see, I've just kind of got this kind of curve here. And that's just going to give me a basic idea of where it's not really the spine. This is a concept that comes really from animation, where you like, for example, if you got a character that's going to be throwing something, then depending on what part of the wind up or the pitch he's going to be, the line of action could be like this, in which case he's kind of getting his hands back like that, okay? Or it could be, the line of action could be like this, because now he's throwing. But that's the line of action there, whereas here's the line of action in the wind up. So the line of action gives me an idea of the posture of what the character is going to be. Have I ever thought about drawing the characters in a different style? Not really, and the reason why is because I'm limited as an artist, and I know my limitations, and my limitations are that I better stick to one style. Now I have done drawings of Accidental Centaurs as a joke in the styles of Matt Groening. I've done them in the style of Don Martin. But again, those guys have got very distinctive styles that are easily parodied and easily copied. Manga style, you know, there's a whole lot of conventions with manga, and I just have not taken the time to learn and get to know. So, not really, but sort of, kind of. Again, it was just a joke. It was just a little bit of fun, because Don Martin was one of my favorite cartoonists in Mad back in the day. With his amazing sound effects and but I and of course, you know, the goofy characters with the giant chins and everything. You might need to find that, dig those up, and maybe do them. Maybe we do them another day. Oh, you know what? That might not be a bad idea for a Dragon Con. For a Dragon Con print. So, all right. So we've got Sam's basic body in there. Gonna put the hands in here. And then, of course, the defining feature of Sam's, the magic globes. Yeah, Fladoop. Hands are so tricky. I mean, they really are. And honestly, it wasn't really until I started doing Accidental Centaurs that I really started doing something other than just, you know, like this for the hands. You know, something like that. Because I was always doing, you know, kind of really Bigfoot art. All right, so we're gonna kind of give her a little a string bikini here. And I have the hair kind of flowing around because we are underwater. That is something that I miss doing, is scuba diving. I really miss scuba diving. I had a lot of fun. Used to love scuba diving. And there's one place that I would go to, that was one of my favorites, called Rainbow River. And let's give her a little bikini bottom here, even though it really doesn't make much sense. But we're going to give it to her anyway, and give her a little more junk in the trunk here. Wait her hips. There we go. All right. And then let's put some little fins down here. We're going to assume that she's got a tail fin on the back, but that's hidden. All right. So that's a little quick and dirty. Well, bikinis wear tops when we're doing a public stream, and it needs to be family friendly. That's right. G-rated show. Right. All right. So, I'm going to ink this. I've got the Prismacolor brush pen. I'm not using Copic because I need to get a new brush nib for the Copic, and but this will do. And some hair, right? The hair kind of flowing over the over her shoulder. You're doing better with this brush pen. I used to kind of be afraid of the brush pen, to be honest with you, because, because brushes. Brushes and me just don't get along very well. But I think that by, it's practice. It all comes down to practice. And I'm getting more practice with the brush pens because I'm doing the color pieces for Not Safe for Work. Here we go. And here we go. That is a long line.
That is a very long line. So we'll just kind of follow that. Yeah, not really happy with that, but we're committed. Oops.
Oops.
It's Copic, and I think it's Copic, because that's how I seem to remember when I was talking to the Copic folks at San Diego Comic Con a couple years ago. How I seem to remember them pronouncing it. I know it's kind of like GIF or GIF sort of thing. I realize that, but I think they've said Copic, as I seem to recall.
All right. All right. So there we go. Oh, we're going to do one more little thing here with her shoulder real quick right there. And look, Mark, all the lines are connected.
Yeah, no, I deserve to be given all kinds of holy hell about that. I really do. All right, so now we're going to remove the number 2 pencil. And by the way, that was just plain old number 2 pencil that this was drawn with. Plain old number 2. And I'm using a gum eraser. It takes up the number 2 pencil very, very nice, especially when it's relatively light. But it takes it up very nicely. Just lifts it right out. And it's almost as if there never was any pencil there. Where's my brush? Oh, there it is. Okay, good. I know where my brush is. I know where my towel is. I am a hoopy fruit who knows where his towel is.
That is so much better than doing this.
I keep losing this brush. I keep saying I'm going to have it surgically attached one of these days. Oh, got a little smear there. Oh well, we'll live with it. And got a little. Well, those are overshoots there, but for the most part,
not too shabby. Now I'm going to come back. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use. I'm going to use the blue pencil to. Oh, I got a broken lead there. Oh dear. All right. Let's try this one. There we go. Okay, so there's that. Now I don't have a... Now this pencil is it's a non-print pencil, which means it would not show up on a blueprint. And I really miss these pencils. These pencils had worked great, had great the texture that the line had was really good for sketching, and it's also Lenny purple, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is just kind of, again, build up some color here. But it's getting harder and harder to find these non-print pencils now, unfortunately. I'm trying not to smudge the art here. Another reason why I want to get a computer or build a new computer is so I can get this laptop off of my my desktop here, the drawing table, because it gets in the way and I don't like it being there. This wasn't the plan. But then again, who knew that a Core 2 quad couldn't handle 1080p real-time encoding? Well, I guess I should have, now that I think about it. Alright, so now that I've got that on there, I'm going to kind of swing this around here and get in there. Yeah, nice and dark. And then maybe come back in here and just kind of very lightly suggest the membrane in the fin. Then come back over here. And I'm going to avail myself of a piece of paper to keep from smudging. And then
Sorry, felt a cough coming on. Didn't want to subject you to it, so all this in here will be dark because that's underneath. Use my finger to spread that out a little bit. I'm just experimenting. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Actually, I do have some blending sticks here somewhere, but I can't be bothered to find them. All right, here we go. Sam as a mermaid. And actually, let's kind of darken that in there. Okay, it looks kind of weird. It's the light. It's the lighting. Yeah, it's just the light. Okay, there we go. And I think I will then grab this one and date it. And we'll call that one done. All right, there we go. Actually, I wish I had something to kind of do the hair, because it just looks like her skin and the hair are the same color, and of course they're not. But anyway, there we go. Sam is a mermaid, as requested. So let's see. And we're at an hour and 15 minutes. So this is usually about the time when we start to, start pulling our ear and singing the Carol Burnett goodnight song. Thanks for joining us, joining me, joining us, all of us, everybody who's here. And if you are watching this on the replay, and there are people who are watching on the replays, because I do see there's the numbers are people are watching. So if you are watching that, remember we are here live just about every night, every weeknight, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific. Almost said Central, just old broadcasting habits. 7 p.m. Pacific Time. And you can see now that I'm blown out, you can see the Accidental Centaurs banner a little better there. And that's 2 a.m. UTC if you need to figure it out for whatever time zone you're in if you're not in North America. Thanks a lot for being here. Thanks for the recommendation, the requests, and it's always been fun. It always is fun, and I don't know what we'll do tomorrow night, but we will be here and we will do something. You know what? Maybe I need to get back to actually drawing the strip. There's an interesting idea. Actually drawing the strip. Well, all right. You know what? Then we might just have to do that. Okay. So if there's any other last questions, last call for questions, I'm gonna know there's a little bit of a delay, so I will mention again the Patreon, Accidental Centaurs. At Patreon, patreon.com/Accidental Centaurs. Lots of great stuff there. And of course, that's where the new pages go and will live there until the entire story is done. So, yes. So until tomorrow night when we do this, what are we going to do tomorrow night?
So yeah, we've please, if you have not subscribed, click subscribe. There's a lot of great stuff coming on. Check out the Full Tilt Nerdity that I did with, and let me know what you think of that, because that's just me ranting, basically, with some pictures about what. There was one little thing that I didn't like about the new Open. It's a minor thing, but I thought it made a big. It makes a big difference. Check it out. Tell me what you think. You may think I'm completely bonkers, and you'd be right, because I hang out with this bunch. No, seriously. Tell me what you think, and I'm always trying to come up with ideas for new programs, and so this is the final call for questions. We're going to call it here in just a moment. But again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Please subscribe and keep watching. I need the views and I need the subscriptions. So, okay, I think we're going to call it going once, going twice. And that's it. All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. Hopefully, we'll have the new opening for the show very soon. Very excited about it. I think you're gonna like it. I got one piece of art that I need to do, and then hopefully soon I'm going to be making some announcements about Movies of Mass Distraction and letting you know when I'm going to be doing that, and get you guys to participate, because it is an audience participation show. Even more than this. This is it's going to be very much audience participation show. And it will live or die by by the participation of the audience. So please come back tomorrow, please. So until then, good night and drive safely.